Hey, what's up, Israel? I'm back for part two. I felt the need to make a part two because, when you got a lot of thoughts flowing, it's kind of like a bottleneck. Some make it through the bottleneck, some get, stuck inside the bottle. All of them can't come out at one time. So when I was done making the previous video, some extra things came to my mind that I felt, necessary to speak on in my journey that I went through transitioning from Christianity to the truth. Some things that tripped me up was especially topics on the Gentiles and the strangers. You know what I'm saying? Those was probably the toughest things to, I wouldn't say comprehend, but to kind of, you know, just smoothing out because, a lot of verses makes it seem as though the Gentiles can get salvation, what have you. But after, I guess, through studying and mastering the fact that the Gentiles were the Israelites, you know what I'm saying, through the Bible dictionary, it's a verse in Galatians, if I'm not mistaken. At time past, you were Gentiles in the past. I'm sure you know what verse I'm talking about. So with time and understanding, and Jeremiah 14, 1 and 2, different verses, understanding that those Gentiles were Jews, you know what I'm saying? Then with Yahushua himself saying, go not into the way the Gentiles will rather enter into will rather get the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And the verse with, I believe it's the Canaanite woman and the one he called a dog or what have you, you know what I'm saying? So through context and time, me understanding that the Gentiles and the strangers were Israelites who was scattered, like James 1 and 1, I believe First Peter 1 and 1, so James refer to, the scattered Israelites using that terminology, and Peter referred to the strangers kind of like the same thing. They just, different lingos, two different disciples. So that was what I struggle with the most in this truth, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the type of person have an Israelite brother break something down to me and I just be like, okay, and I take it and go running with it as if Yahushua gave it to me itself. So it's still a lot of discerning that I have to do once I receive material. I'm not going to, take what nobody's saying, just go running with it full steam ahead. So again, that's what tripped me up the most, the Gentiles and the strangers, but I'm past that now. Other incidents happening, once you get this truth, you want to spread it like a wildfire because, you know what I'm saying, you got, so many of your people living in darkness, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, most of your people ain't going to give a damn about this truth. Like, and it's going to frustrate you because you so passionate about it. But for them, they so how does this benefit me? You know what I'm saying? So even when you prove it to them, how it benefits them, it's like a fairy tale to them or something of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very frustrating process trying to wake up your own people. You know what I'm saying? Relatives, especially, I love my oldest brother to death, but he can't grasp it. You know what I'm saying? He just can't grasp it. And to me, it's so cut and paste and dry. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's different topics within inside the truth that you may wrestle with, but just the fact of who you are and you supposed to be keeping the commandments, those type of things is not, there's nothing to wrestle with. It's just common sense, through scriptures or whatever, but they still gonna wrestle with that. It's because their flesh don't want to change. They want to stay in that sin. You know what I'm saying? So that was a very frustrating process. Mother included, mother looking at you like you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Thinking you crazy, having conversations on the phone, talking to your brothers and siblings that you crazy or whatever. So it's a big process. You know what I'm saying? So then you're gonna have people that you talk to and it's gonna seem like they got it. You be like, damn, okay, I brought one to the truth. Then 2 weeks later, 1 week later, a couple days later, they just fall off just that quick. Like it's just irrelevant to them that quick. That's frustrating as well because you think that you brought somebody over out of darkness and they just had like a 2-day buzz or whatever. So that was a frustrating process as well. And the fact that, this is a very, how the system set up is it's a very strong, deep, delusional, psychological warfare that's going on. Like, for real, for real. Like, even though I know this truth, not no more. It was some days, it's kind of like it was just too good to be true. Like, damn, like, is this real? You know what I'm saying? So some days it felt like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a dude on YouTube, Dr. Ben Yehoshua Ephraim, have a very beautiful video about the DNA of the Israelites. It breaks down the haplogroup E1B1A or whatever, and that's the haplogroup you have to have if you Israelite. You know what I'm saying? He's I guess a geneticist type doctor, what have you. So I didn't want to, I'm not a person that's willing or like to live a lie. Like, I have to know the truth and dwell in the truth. So I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I'm up here believing I'm a Israelite, but what if my haplogroup does not match the one he just said? You know what I'm saying? I might as well be like the heathens and live it up. You know what I'm saying? So I went ahead and purchased a 23andMe and Ancestry.com and find out by myself, you know what I'm saying? Making sure I'm not no chocolate covered Edomite or no Hamite or whatever. So to me, the DNA test was very confident, and I actually did have that haplogroup that Dr. Ben Ephraim said you're supposed to have if you Israelite. So to me, that validated, his video. You know what I'm saying? And back to the Edomites, that was another, like I say, kind of stumbling block, because I remember when I was like 16, I first moved to Charlotte. I didn't have no money. I saved up some birthday card money that my grandma, my uncles or whatever sent me up from Miami for my birthday. And I might go out and buy like a little moped or something like that for like $50, $100, whatever. It was this one Edomite, man. He used to always fix my moped for free. Go to his house and his garage. He got Christian church music going and telling me about the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I felt as though he was a better Christian than me, because when you're in Christianity, you judge a person's level of Christianity about them keep going to church every Sunday, and just nonsense, really. So, so my heart, I always thought like, damn, he's a good Christian or whatever. He's a good guy fixing my moped for free or what have you. But check this out, man. Fast forward, like, again, I was like 16 then. Fast forward about 12 years, you know what I'm saying? When I first got into the truth, you know what I'm saying? He sent me like a link on my email, and it was like loaded with these fake Jews talking about Israel is under attack and all that. And this was random. They sent me this video. So I was like, man, like my spirit didn't receive it, because it's like, man, you sending me all these fake Edomite Jews or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you truly believing that these are the Jews. I know for a fact we the Jews, you know what I'm saying? So I started sending him some scriptures, cutting them up real good, you know what I'm saying? Proving to him how Christ looked, or Yahushua looked, proving to him how the Jews look, how Solomon looked, just giving him scriptures, the Niger scripture or whatever, breaking down, what Niger mean, black and all that. And he just could not receive that. You know what I'm saying? This man actually was like, that must be a mistake. That must be a black phobia. So I'm like, what? A black phobia. I didn't even know. I never heard of that before. I actually had to Google it. You know what I'm saying? So I Googled it, and it was just pretty much simple as it's stated. It's a phobia against black people. So I emailed them back. So these prophets are calling themselves black because they got a black phobia. And you know what I'm saying? So I kind of got disgusted with them, man. You know what I'm saying? And I come to soon realize every Edomite I talk to feels that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they brought up watching these old Moses movies and all this whitewash stuff that, you know what I'm saying, their mind, I guess, can't fathom the thought that Hollywood would make all these fake videos. So they think it's some validity to it. But so I was like, damn, all these Edomites go to church every Sunday crying and hands in the air worshiping and all that. It's like, damn, y'all shot finna put all in the death. You know what I'm saying? And they love him so much. That was the delusion I was in. But what I come to soon realize, all these Edomites, they not worshiping the Yahushua in the Bible. They worshiping that that Cesare Borgia that's not even in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Well, described in the Bible. That's their God. And once I realized that, it actually took that little piece of love I had for them away from me, because they worshiping a different God. So when you see these Edomites crying in church and giving stuff away to charities and all that, and got these non-profit charities look like the Samaritan's Purse and all that, they doing it under their little delusional false God that's not in the Bible. They doing it under the white God. That's who's in their head. That's who they're worshiping. They not worshiping the true and living God. You know what I'm saying? So we and them, us and them, however you want to put it, we worship two separate gods. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they doing all those kind of things under the premises of that unbiblical God. You know what I'm saying? So I soon to realize that, because I couldn't understand how could people go to church every Sunday, be crying and loving God, and they going into captivity and getting put to death. You know what I'm saying? But after I realized they worshiping a different God, you know what I'm saying, it kind of made, sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Another incident, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to close it with this. My aunt, she's, brought up in the church. She like 45 years old. She put her, she was texting back in the day, she's sending me good Christian words, be blessed and all this. And somehow or another, you know what I'm saying, I told her, I was like, Auntie, I'm an Israelite. Then she texted me back. She said, I'm gonna have my fiance to text you, whatever. So in my mind, I'm thinking at first, like, he finna text me like, that's what's up, you found the truth. So I gotta say, this motherfucker gonna text me back and talking about, you ain't no Israelite, you a Gentile. And immediately, like, my heart just started, like, my shirt started moving, my heart started, because you get so furious when people try you like that, you know what I'm saying? So he's a I'm gonna say a Israelite, a black guy, what do you want to call it? So I had to call him, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what do you mean I'm a Gentile? Like, what are you basing it off of? You know what I'm saying? And I asked him, I said, what's your nationality? He's talking about African American. What you think? You know what I'm saying? So, and he's a so-called Christian prophet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, I'm a Gentile just because, and you are African American, but you can't tell me what are you basing this off of outside of what society said that we are. You know what I'm saying? So he talking about, I'm not giving the scriptures of how Christ look, the Jews are black. He talking about Yahushua ain't got, well, he said Christ. I'm just stick with Christ. He said Christ ain't got no body. He's a spirit. He just saying all this ignorant stuff to me, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm passionate about this. So I'm getting so mad that I'm really feeling like, you know what I'm saying, I want to put hands on this dude. So it's like, even though the scriptures is sufficient, you know what I'm saying, when you care about the truth, when you care about the Most High, if you really real about it, you really want to hurt somebody over this, you know what I'm saying? But at the same token, you're not really trying to get locked up, you know what I'm saying? So I really wanted to physically break this dude back off of the comments he was making, you know what I'm saying? Especially, and he's acting like he has been in the church for 20, 30 years, but he's saying these blatant, ignorant comments to me. So we get off the phone, man. I'm driving home. Boy, blood boiling in me, man. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm want to just take my car and just hit random cars. That's how mad I was. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real about it. I'm just like, boy, you know what I'm saying? So later on that day, it stayed in my spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like that conversation, it just did something to me, how ignorant he was. You know what I'm saying? And he's a prophet of God. I know he's not, but that's what he proclaimed, and my aunt proclaims that he is. So this is you know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I've seen angels before. So this particular same day, later on that day, I'm standing outside talking on the phone. I tend to pace a lot when I'm on the phone. You know what I'm saying? I pace, walking around in circles, whatever. So, this particular day, I walked outside. Beautiful day. You know what I'm saying? Walked outside talking on the phone or whatever. And I'm on the sidewalk of my house. And it was a drip of blood hit my foot. So immediately when it hit my foot, I had on like some little balling shorts. So I'm like, damn, checking my thigh, checking my nuts. Like, damn, well, I'm bleeding, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't have no cuts on me or nothing. You know what I'm saying? No cuts on me whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And I look up to see if, like, my mind, just trying to process the whole situation. I look up to see if like a piece of my roof was over my head and a bird committed suicide and he dripping blood, and it was completely no covering over my head, you know what I'm saying? But it was a drip of blood that hit my foot out of the sky, you know what I'm saying? So I told my homeboy on the phone, I said, bro, I got to call you back. I didn't even tell him what it was. I just had to call him back. So I went in the house and I was scared, just to be honest with you, off the simple fact, I just really, got real blatant with this so-called prophet, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't know if it was a sign for me to be afraid of because I just disrespected, in God's eyes, one of his prophets. So I was confused because this all happened in the same day. You know what I'm saying? I was confused as hell. Like, damn, God finna put me to death for disrespecting this man or whatever. Maybe he really is a prophet and I'm out of line. And yeah, man. Long story, short story. I Googled. You know what I'm saying? I Googled. I think drip of blood in the Bible or something, but it was the first came out of Peter, and man, I was very, 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 very pleased with that verse to the point that I'm not going to even mention what the verse said, but it was a very good thing that I read off of that drip of blood that fell out of the sky on my feet, So, like I say, last thing, matter of fact, me going out and preaching, you know what I'm saying? Like it says in the Bible, I can't remember who it was. He's sought out for a righteous man and couldn't find but one out of 1,000. Man, seriously, I really have been trying to find righteous friends that I can just kind of, I don't need to have no camp. I don't need to have none of that. Just somebody who love the Most High as much as I do, that's willing to, push this word with me. You know what I'm saying? And it's very hard to do so. You know what I'm saying? So I live in South Carolina now, and close to Charlotte. So I would have to go like an hour up the road to try to join IUIC, or hour up the road to try to join GMS. And I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to find somebody. I don't need to, be in a camp or whatever. I just want to find somebody we're on the same page trying to, push this word. So I'm still building the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of the basic foundation down pat. I'm still trying to build the knowledge because I'm good at cutting people with scriptures, but the way I do it, like I remember a lot of verses, but I would have to Google the first part of it or whatever, then get the scripture. So if I was standing out on the streets, I would have to actually, still, some people, when I respect these brothers 110-fold, they can just keep going to scriptures. Bam, 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 bam. Me, I have to Google half the scripture first. I'd be like Bible verse. So what if one does not believe? Then it'd be like Romans 3. Then I go to it in the Bible, whatever. So I have to do it that way. So I'm just trying to get my little technique down pat, you know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, in between time, like I said, I am trying to, progress to that point, you know what I'm saying, where I am preaching the highways and byways. But in the meantime, in between time, I try to get online and just cast out as many lies as I see from churches, from everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's TD Jake's page, Joel Osteen page. I'm on there giving Christians hell with the truth. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, man, I hope to find some righteous brothers, but it's few to none, seems like, when you're trying to find them. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, shalom. All praise to the Most High God of Israel. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.